In this video, we're going to talk about some vocabulary words that we'll use with our zone defense. So the first is the cup. Cup is a group of players that marks the thrower, preventing specific throws, depending on what we've called. So if we're playing against an H stack like this, and this player has the disc, and we're forcing flick, then our cup might look something like this. 3 people perhaps blocking off, kind of like forcing flick, but like super forcing flick, not more than one person all working together to force that. The next are the mids. Mids guard the space between the handlers and the cutters. So this general space is the mids. In a common one, you'll have like 3 mids that each kind of take a third of that middle space. The next is a deep or deep. And the deep gets the space in the back. So deep covering all this space. Right, we have mid, we have deep, we have cup. Okay. A lane is a path between the thrower and the cutter, where the cutter can either cut through or where the thrower can throw through. And so we talk about lanes a lot for the mids. So for instance, this is, if we have this set up, a lane, like these pink lines are kind of the lanes. So it's anywhere where the thrower could maybe throw the disc, that's a lane, or where a cutter can cut toward the disc. Okay, strong side and weak side are alternate words for open side and break side. So if this is the way the cup is, then this is the strong side. And this is the weak side. Also, as we've talked about before, it could be called open and break. And that goes down the whole field, right? Okay, lots of lines in here. Okay, the next is a wing. A wing is a fancy word for a mid that is on the side of the field. So either of these two darkened mids could be called wings as well. So you'd have a strong wing and a weak side wing. Okay, we have this way of talking about zones. It uses 3 numbers. We draw a new field. It use 3 numbers, usually 3 numbers, and you have the number of players in the cup, then the number of mids, then the number of deeps. So in the zone we just talked about, or that I kind of drew out here, there could be a 3-3-1 zone. So you have 3 here, 3 here, 1 here. The next word is a crash. A crash is when a cutter goes into the cup. So if this cutter here were to come all the way down to here, that'd be called a crash. And it could be any cutter. It could come through the hole between players of the cup, or just kind of, even if they come like this way, that can still be called a crash. If they're getting in closer to the thrower than the cup players are. And then the last word we'll talk about is a rabbit. A rabbit is just a term for the player who's playing cup if the cup is a one-man cup. So for instance, a different zone, it's called the 1-4-2. You have one rabbit, 4 mids, 2 deeps, and this guy called the rabbit. So if there's only one person in the cup, then we sometimes call the rabbit. And those are the words for zone.